Go on. And we are live. Welcome, people, to once again another Modwain's House of Fun. I hope you all will enjoy yourself. With me today is Carlos. I invited a bunch of other people who may or may not come still. I don't know. But I thought today we would do a little talk about the fake news fire hose, a Breitbart article basically claiming science proves media are not making honest mistakes about Trump, but they are actually attacking the dude, which comes to no surprise to me. But, people might still be surprised. So, yeah, this is the article. What do you think? What's going to happen next, you think, Carlos? What will they do?
Well, I've actually been following this, and the press secretary is the best press secretary I have seen for about 20 years. Huckabee Sanders, she is awesome. Her calm.
Yes, she is.
Yes, her calmness, her demeanor, she is in control. She doesn't. That's what an empowered woman is.
Yeah.
That is the actual showing what an empowered woman is. But that's not what we're talking about now. We're talking about the false claims. Now, let's start off. Let's start off right at the beginning. I saw some tweets. I've been in tweets today where, and this basic, the Daily Wire, Ben Shapiro has been basically documenting this. Ben Shapiro is probably, to me, one of the good journalists sites out there. It's very neutral. He criticizes Trump when he has to, and he criticizes everyone when he has to. He doesn't take sides, and I think most people, and he's very intelligent.
Mm-hmm.
Him and Douglas Murray, to me, are the two almost heirs to Christopher Hitchens. Not quite, but they're getting there. Just give them enough time. Not the other one. What's his name? Shit.
I'm crap with names anyway, so I don't. I'm going to project the article, by the way. Oh, here we go.
Yes, share it. You're not sharing.
Yeah. So this is a Breitbart article, and don't get me wrong, I don't think Breitbart is that much better than any of the other media, but the thing is, Breitbart is pro-Trump, and most of the media is counter-Trump. Hi there, Alicia. And I don't care for either, but if you're wrong, you're wrong, and if you're right, you're right. So this is basically how they say it. The settled science, I'm going to try to put the picture in there because it's a good picture in it. I mean, Trump, let me see, this is Trump, and there's a black guy, and there's a white guy, and there's a white guy, and there's a black guy, and a black guy here, and a white guy, don't know, could be a girl, don't know, it's a camera holding in front of it. That's a black guy, but I don't see his face, could be a black woman, and there's a white guy. What a racist, he's almost 50-50 white-black there.
Yeah.
Never mind that.
What a racist. Yeah, exactly.
He should have had more black people. Well, wait a second. Only 13% of America is black.
Like today, a pastor, you know what a pastor is, like a priest.
Yeah.
One of the evangelical, happens to be black. He praised Donald Trump, so he's being a bad. So either that pastor has internal white supremacy, or Trump is not racist.
No, he can't be not racist. I mean, okay, exactly.
Yes.
He did win an award for helping people at Ellis Island, together with, who was it? The boxer Muhammad Ali.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Muhammad Ali. Yeah, boxer.
No, not Mohammed. My bad. And Rosa Parks. I mean, she got it. And the three of them were standing together as he got it. So yeah, he's a big racist.
He's a total racist. Yes, yeah, oh yes.
It's kind of funny because he only became a racist after he decided to run against Clinton. But
Clinton, yeah. I don't like him, and you know that. I don't like him. Him, not what he's doing. I don't like him. But I'm not crazy. I can see, like, for example, that tweet that he made about the UK something there.
Yeah, about those three images
those
or
three
those
videos.
three videos.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know that he did not know who the fuck that party is, that political party is.
Yeah, nobody cares.
I've done that in the past, and I've been corrected by people, my friends, and so who corrected me. Oh shit, you're retweeting racist tweet.
Yeah,
And I said,
it
and
was
then I looked
Britain
back
first taken.
written first, yeah. And I looked back and I said, yeah, shit, you're right. And I deleted the tweet. But he didn't know who they were, but he tweeted them anyway. And apparently, only one of them of those videos was false. The other ones were actually true.
Actually, all three of them were actually true.
One of them was not actually Muslims against, was something different.
No, it was a Muslim, but it wasn't published because that's the guy in crutches being attacked by the other kid. Now, it probably didn't have anything to do with Islam, but the guy was a Muslim.
Was it? Yeah, but exactly. But he made a mistake about. That's a mistake. He shouldn't have done that. He's sometimes he's brilliant at tweeting, but other times he's an absolute stupid idiot.
Well, yeah.
Which he's
just a human. He doesn't
have to.
I don't care.
Yes, but he doesn't have to be that stupid. Do you know what I mean? He could say, okay. I'm gonna troll. He can troll. Shit, he should troll. Yeah, but he should. Yeah, but he should troll like when he does really good trolls. You know that's absolutely destroying the narrative of what they're trying to portray him.
Mm-hmm.
When was the last? It was just this. The latest controversy where he goes after Gillibrand.
Yeah.
He didn't call her anything. He said that she was willing to do everything to get whatever she was, but that did not mean sexual favors or anything. She means being fucking corrupt as fuck.
Which she was. I mean, come on. When he wasn't running for president, she was one of the politicians who basically went to him for money,
exactly.
which now bites her in the ass.
Yeah, and
so,
but the left, or the Democrats, not even the Democrats, not all Democrats, but a few white knights and shit, the fucking loony left, they went, oh, it's sexual. And then comes the greatest press secretary in history at the White House. She said, only fucking gutter brains do that. Oh, shit, you lost demonetization. I said, fuck.
It's not monetized. Don't worry about that.
Exactly. She said, no, only gutter brains think about it as being sexual. She was talking about the corruption. And they all went, she mentioned Clinton. She said, but Clinton did this and that. And I saw the video on, I follow C-SPAN on Twitter, so I get those clips, and everyone went silent.
Yeah, but that's the thing, though. I mean, they're trying to spin a narrative, and if you don't pay attention, you could actually end up believing them.
Exactly. Yeah. Shit. Washington, was it Washington Post? No, it was this journalist who took a picture of a half-empty stadium when he went to Florida.
Yeah.
It was about 3 hours early.
Before it even started.
3 hours early. And Trump said, nope. Look, man, it's this. And he got suspended or fired or whatever. And then those, oh, look, he's attacking. We make mistakes.
No, they didn't fire him. They didn't expect. But
no, they suspended him, yeah.
Yeah, they suspended him because someone else posted a picture proving that he was wrong.
Did. Trump did.
Yeah. And then all of a sudden it's like, yeah, but why is the president saying this? Because the guy already removed his tweet. And I'm like, it's not about whether he removed his tweet.
Did it not? Yes.
He sent it. Hi there, Ramblings, by the way. Welcome, mate.
Hey, Ramblings, man.
What's going on?
We're going to do this article, and we're rambling about the media and Trump.
Attacking Trump.
Sounds like fun.
Yeah, it is.
You know that I don't like Trump, but I'm not crazy. I don't have derangement syndrome. I'm not virtue signaling here. Shit, I haven't liked Trump since the start. but I see him as a good thing to get the fucking
bathe me in that review.
It's like throwing a spanner into a or something. It has a broken machine that's about to break. You throw it in, it breaks, and then you rebuild an engine out of it or something. Shit analogy. I apologize.
You fix it once you see it's broken, but you can't see how broken it is until you throw in the broken piece.
I shouldn't have drank so much. I'm not going to drink anymore because.
But it's kind of funny because I'm not a fan of Trump either, and I find myself forced to defend him, not because he's a great guy, but because the attacks on him are so fucking stupid.
Yeah.
And if people would actually believe them, then I'm sorry, but then you're even dumber and you deserve an idiot like Trump.
I think he made a mistake supporting Randy Roy Moore. That was a big mistake.
But at the same time, more lost because Alabama got how do you call it? Swindled.
I actually think that more lost because Trump endorsed him.
No.
A lot of people weren't allowed to vote. A lot of Republicans weren't allowed to vote.
No, nothing of that. That happens in everything. He was the worst possible candidate you could present. That's like Theresa May putting on the official Tory manifesto to get a majority. We're going to hunt foxes again, knowing full well that the British are the most fervent animal lovers in the world.
Yeah,
so
that was pretty dumb.
That's the Theresa May moment of Donald Trump. I'm sorry that I'm not sorry, but that is he should have endorsed someone else, and the Republican Party should have endorsed that other candidate. He was less known. He didn't have much. He had neutral things, and he would have won in a landslide.
Probably.
You know, I kind of half wonder if Trump had endorsed the Democrat, what would have happened? Because he's not well liked here. No, I mean, I consider it realistic. He's not well liked here. And
well, in all fairness, this might be going to be one of his tactics in the future. Who knows? He might pick up on it. Then again,
that
we
would
are
be the smart thing
Trump.
to do. I mean, I spend a lot of my time thinking about how I can screw people over. I don't do it, but it's just kind of it's fun for me. You know, how could I get this person? And it seems to me, as someone in his position, he's not well liked. No one respects this man. We have people who will strip naked in the streets and walk around with "fuck Trump" on their stomach, and no one will say anything about it.
But at the same time, that is kind of the problem. And I understand Alicia's saying, I like Trump, which is fair enough. I don't mind. I don't like Trump. But the problem is not whether we do or do not like Trump. The problem is that people attack him over things that didn't happen.
Well, no, but the point is that there is all this fake news and all this just bullshit out there about him. No one bothers to criticize the things that are actually wrong with what he does. But the populace is against him. A smart man would use the hatred the populace has for him as a way to get what he wants by, endorsing people the populace likes.
That is true, but at the same time, whether the people like him or not, and I don't think he is as disliked as the media keeps telling us. He is doing nearly all the things that he's promised.
Yeah.
So whether I like him or not, I cannot fault the man.
I'll give you guys an example of the total confusion people are doing now. This week, Trump announced in NASA they're going to fund NASA again to go to the moon and then to Mars. I follow a few astronomers and space scientists and etc. One of them, and an actor, the doctor from Janeway's Star Trek. I can't remember which one it was.
Wasn't that Deep Space Nine?
No. It was a Star Trek Explorer or something. The female captain.
I know it's.
I know Janeway.
Janeway. Yes, the female captain. I can't remember which one it was. Not Discovery. That was before.
Voyager.
Voyager, that's the one. Picardo, Robert Picardo. He was the holographic doctor, whatever the shit. And he tweeted, "I'm still digesting. They're going to the moon, but we should be in Mars by 2020." That's what Trump wants to do. He's been attacking Trump. Every tweet he does, he attacks Trump. But then Trump does something brilliant, and NASA, of course he would. I wish he'd fund NASA with half of what the defense budget is.
I do too. Frankly,
we would be exactly. Yeah.
I had an uncle who used to work on the space shuttle, and he lost his job when that was
exactly.
But
it's not the job. Go on.
The one thing I really find interesting is that a lot of people talk about what Trump does wrong, but they don't talk about the things that they feel he did wrong. They talk about how they don't like him. It doesn't matter what he does, people will attack him over it. So if Trump tomorrow signs a new bill in order and it will say that everyone will get $100, he won't, but let's pretend, then the message the media is going to pick up that Trump will increase the spending.
Exactly.
Spending.
Yeah, there was.
But if at the same time, if Trump is going to say, okay, you know what, and he's already doing this, he already dropped the spending ceiling. I mean, he's not spending ceiling, but he is spending less. He's bringing back the current debt.
Yes.
But then people complain not about how he is doing something positive. No. Because of Trump, government is spending less money. So it doesn't matter what he does. They will make it sound negative.
They will. It's a total attack, and as I said, I don't like him, but that is stacking the cards.
You know, there's really only one thing that I've seen in the news that I can understand why people criticize him. And that's how many vacations he's taken.
They're not more than honestly, if you statistically, they're not more. They're not more than Obama did.
Doesn't matter. It does not matter that it's more or less than what Obama did, and I'm not even going to argue that. What I am going to argue is Trump spent his entire Obama's entire presidency, his entire time criticizing him for going on vacation, saying, I wouldn't go on vacation. I'd stay at home and do the work. When the entire presidency, he's been at least 40 that I know of, and he spends every night on Twitter. Fundamentally, Obama was a more dedicated man than Trump was to the job. I hate to say.
I don't think so. Maybe it could be true, but I don't think so. And why don't I think so? If we look at what Trump has done in the first 100 days of his presidency compared to what Obama did in the first 4 years, Trump already did a lot more work. And another thing that to me is very much in favor of Trump, and this is something people continuously ignore, it's the first president of the United States that is not on the payroll of the United States, because he said, listen, I'm rich. What are you coming with those crumbs?
Wait, is he actually not on the payroll of the United States?
He's not.
He has to be. He has to be. But
he's not taking any money.
He's donating. He gets the salary, and I know that he's donating it to to a charity or something. He has to. It's in the law. He cannot refuse to receive the presidential wage. He can't.
Yeah, I was like, that sounds a little weird to me.
Man, you look it up. I know that. Jesus, do I have to? Teach you?
No. I'm agreeing with you. I was saying Modwain. What he said sounds a little weird.
Modwain is right. Exactly. Fuck you. But the thing is, he basically declined the salary because he's a rich guy and he says, I don't need it. And unfortunately, he is correct. But at the same time, it proves you how corrupt politicians have been in the last, let's say, 25 years. Because you cannot get rich, even as a president, you cannot get rich on the presidential salary.
Don't they get like $400,000 a year or something?
Then explain to me why Obama has several million.
Obama was rich before he went in, but that's not what I'm going to say.
No, it wasn't. No, it wasn't. He got rich otherwise. No, there's other perks to being president.
Oh, there are, but still. I mean, none of the politicians in America live
Every person
according
who
to
has
their
run for
salary.
president in the past 30 years is richer than I am, and that is what I consider rich.
Well, they're richer than most people.
That's rich, Modwain.
Well, fair enough. Anyway, let's go back. Let's go back to the article, because I have put it on the screen and I want people to see it. And blah blah blah.
Screen, man.
Is it not?
Fame and power. Okay, hold on.
Davey, the other screen.
Davey, fame and power is not better than wealth. That is why Disney stars fail.
Guys, can you see the article of? I'm scrolling it up and down.
Yeah.
Can you? Then let me just refresh.
Then it's you.
Are you clicking on Modwain's name?
I can see it.
Now I have. I had to refresh. Sorry, guys. My
okay,
computer's stupid.
Okay, so let's go to the top bit of this article. And don't get me wrong, this article is false, but it's funny. Even though it's meant to defend Trump. And I agree with the premise of the article, but the explanation is pretty bad. So, the settled science informs us that the more often you flip a coin, the more likely it is that there will be a 50-50 split of heads and tails, which is true. If you flip a coin 20 times, the probability of achieving a 50-50 ratio is nigh on impossible. But the more you flip the coin, say 100 times or 1,000 times, it will gravitate towards a 50-50 split. Now, if you only flip it 10 times, hey Smirkers, if you only flip it 10 times, you can have a 6-4 split. But the more often you do it, it's more likely to become a 50-50 split. So because of this, they basically say, science says flipping a coin is 50-50. Therefore, the media must admit that they are wrong from time to time, but they don't. They just spin it in a different way.
Okay, I'm just going to say that the premise on this, writing an article is not like flipping a coin. Flipping a coin is entirely chance. Writing an article and being right about it requires facts, research, lots of data, and making sure that you're fact-checking.
Yeah, you're completely. You're 100% correct.
There is absolutely there is a very minimal amount of random chance in writing an article, and whoever wrote this one is an idiot.
Yeah. So and it's Breitbart. They're pro-Trump. But as I said, the premise of this article is stupid. They tend to be correct on their assertion, but not for what they say, because it's pretty stupid. Because this is what they also say then. I'm going to this part. Well, what would you think of a scientist who will come to you with a coin flipping experiment that resulted 0 heads and 100 tails? So it's always positive in one direction and always negative in the other direction. I'm sorry, if a scientist would do that, he's an idiot.
Or incredibly lucky.
Well, that too. Hey, Psycho. But if a journalist would come to me and can prove to me about someone being completely 100% wrong, then yeah, okay, that's possible, because someone can be completely 100% wrong and bad and whatnot.
And someone can be 100% and completely right and all good and all that. We called him God.
Well, I still call them humans, but you know,
you called me.
No, but it is possible. You can't compare news gathering to flipping a fucking coin. But what they do say, and I mean, this is the second part, that is easy. You would say that it's rigged, he's lying, blah, blah, blah. Moreover, you know that instance that the experiment was ethical was an attempt to make a fool of you. However, and this is the second part I found interesting in this one, this is what the media believes we are, fools, which is why proven liars, chief among them CNN, and then a bunch of names, and I can't be asked to call them, continue make audaciously anti-science argument that all of the fake news we have seen over the last 2 years is the result of honest mistakes. Now, to begin with, it's not an anti-science argument, because news isn't, as we said earlier, a game of chance. So they
Really
can be
isn't.
right, they can be wrong.
They can be both, and they can be neither.
True, but it's not science.
It
It
is.
doesn't-
It can be about science.
Nope, but it can be about science and talking about it. But it's not chance. So the argument that, well, bloody, bloody, blah, so much fake news, and they always say it's an honest mistake from reporters who work hard to get it right. Well,
when they get caught out by it, yeah.
yeah, which, in all fairness, it might sound double. We might think that, they might claim that they made honest mistakes, but we doubt them. But it's not as if it's a coin flip. It's not as if we can say, oh, no, 50% of what you say must be wrong because the coin flip. So the argument of the coin flip is absolutely stupid. It doesn't belong here.
Yeah, it's almost like they're trying to.
Come on. Take your time. There's
Give
no
me a
rush,
sec.
no rush.
Keep going. Oh,
No, but it's painful because people are trying to make, both politicians and the media are trying to make everything about, well, there's a 50-50 chance. It's the science debate all over. Well, yeah, but if we talk about global warming, yeah, well, we have 10 people talking about why global warming is a fact, and we have 10 people talking about why global warming isn't a fact. Yeah, but it's not a black and white thing. I'd rather have 5 people talking about it that know what they are actually talking about.
Modwain, I have to disagree with the global warming. It is man-made. It is in effect, but I don't agree that it's a bad thing. It is a good thing.
what makes you say that?
The dinosaurs lived in a world that was ice-free,
And then they died.
And then they
They
died.
died because of a meteorite hit Earth, not because of the global warming. No.
Well, if you look at Trump's head in the right light, it kind of has that meteorite look. With the way the wind blows with his hair, kind of looks like the tail.
Yes. But I'll just a very, very short atmospheric, basic, really, really basic atmospheric modeling that I learned when I was at high school, in fact. Europe is warmed by the Gulf Stream, which is produced in the Caribbean by the warming of the sun in the tropical areas. Everyone knows that.
Yeah.
The Gulf Stream more or less goes up the east coast of America, and then it turns to Europe. Now, it provides Europe with 25% of its heat, so it's about 5 degrees Celsius average. That's why the UK is not as cold as Newfoundland, even though they are more or less the same latitude.
Yeah.
Or Portugal is not as cold as New York, Washington, which is 10 degrees difference.
Yeah.
Now,
Portugal has the benefit of also not being the home of Hillary Clinton and Donald Trump. Those egos can block out the sun.
But yes, we will continue. My basic thing. Now, global warming, that the most it could do is, because if it hits the Atlantic Ocean, especially the northern part of the Atlantic Ocean, it will slow down and eventually possibly stop the Gulf Stream, which will cause a cooling down of Europe, the same as the North America. And once it gets a cooling down of Europe, we get accumulation of ice and snow from one year to another. That means a new ice age.
Yay.
That's not something I want.
Well, people might die.
But it will take about 5,000 to 7,000 years to at least happen.
Yeah, and the Western world.
Won't the ice age destroy all the crops that we happen to have, which will wipe out most of civilization because we can't feed them?
No.
No, because there are parts of the Earth that have ice-free areas which become sort of the temperate areas, like in the glacial maximum of the the multiple ice, quote unquote, they're not ice ages. We are still in an ice age.
We are in
The
an ice
glacial maximums, where the ice sheets of the Eurasian came further south, which I think is south of the city of Tours in France. You go to Google Maps and find Tours. Yeah, in France. There was an ice sheet that also covered the UK and etc. That was in Paris was under an ice sheet of about 1 mile, I think it is. I could be wrong in the height, but in the more northern areas, it reached about 2 to 3 miles.
But in all fairness, and this is something a lot of people kind of seem to forget.
Yeah.
And we are in an ice age, by the way, but if we were to be in an ice age where Europe would be covered by ice, without technology, we could still survive. I mean, we won't.
That's not the point.
Survive, but
that's not the point I'm making. I'm making that at the most glacial period, the Iberian Peninsula was more or less contemporary with what it would be in, say, the Middle America, where they have the prairies. We did have in the highland area, high parts of Portugal and the high mountains, a lot of snow and shit there in the area. But the rest of it was quite temporary. Temperate. Thank you. So the Iberian Peninsula, especially in parts of Spain and that, you would have only a lot of ice, snowfall in winter, but about 4 to 5 months of the year, could stretch to 6. You'd have good temperature where lots of grasses and shit would grow, and fruits and plants would grow. Yeah. So it's not all of. It's so fucking complex that they're trying to make something so complex into so simplistic that I am pushing forward. Yes, continue to the global warming shit, but embrace it as a good thing, not a bad thing.
Well, it would make things a lot easier, to be honest.
Yeah. So yeah, it's man-made. It's happening. Let's embrace it.
Well, anyway, realistically, I don't think we're going to need to embrace it because our world is so dependent on oil for power that realistically, to switch everything over in grand scale to something more renewable would take massive amounts of effort, time, and cash that I guarantee you most of the world just isn't willing to put in.
And I
all at
disagree
once.
with you on that.
Yeah, or how
I'm sorry, we're going. This is something we can talk about later. Let's finish.
Yes, exactly. Well, I'm just going to say the last bit, and we're going back to it. I apologize for.
No, it's an interesting topic, so we can.
Yeah, as George W. Bush Jr. the last one said, nuclear or whatever how he said it. That's but Greenpeace, the fucking idiots. No, the bloody Marxist cunts. No nuclear. I can't even pronounce it wrong.
Nuclear.
But yeah, let's get back to
nuclear.
And I support
that's
nuclear power, but we should probably get back to the article and revisit this.
Okay, so let's go back.
One else. But let's get back to the article, yes.
Well, everyone knows that honest mistakes are like coin flips. No.
Not even close.
Honest mistakes are not coin flips. I mean, you can make an honest mistake, but not 50% of everything you do is an honest mistake.
You can make an honest mistake and still get the result that you're looking for. That's the key factor here.
But
a coin flip is a definite answer. You get heads, you get tails.
Funny enough, this article is proof of what you just said. Because this article is written completely wrong. But the assertion that the media is messing about is correct.
Hold on, we have a Canadian in the audience.
Fucking right, we got a Canadian.
Get the fuck out of here, Futter. You're not welcome.
Oh, I am.
He is welcome.
Hi, man. Oh, awesome people. How are Smokers and Faramada?
I am more than welcome. I got Twitter notification, and then the group. Yeah.
You got an invite.
Like 100 people.
You got an invite. You are welcome here. Don't listen to
weak.
rambling. No one ever does.
Yeah, I know.
I love you too, rambling.
His beard is weak. It's weaker than ours. Well, mine's not too long, but my
Yeah, I can't show my face. I'm sorry. I promise.
No, you don't have to show your face. But
yeah,
we don't. Modwain, we don't have those little patches in between, like Sargon has.
yeah, he doesn't have a beard either. Come on.
Yeah, he doesn't. No, he doesn't. So yeah.
Sargon has
Listen,
bad
But in
fuzz.
contrast, I don't have hair, Fadamada. I don't have hair, so you win.
If the wind blows
Well,
hard.
let's get back to the article.
Oh,
I
let's, go,
love
back
my
to the-
hair.
let's go back to the article. Okay, so everyone knows that
Article.
the honest mistake ends up 50-50. So if 100 honest mistakes are made in the reports of Trump, we would see something very close to a 50-50 split.
Wrong.
In these reports. No,
Wrong.
if 100 honest mistakes were made, then 100% of these articles would still be wrong, and people will do whatever they do to pretend that they weren't wrong, even though it's still 100% wrong. There won't be a 50-50 split because we just agreed that 100% of these articles were wrong. And I do a little bit psycho. You are correct. I do look a little bit like my avatar, hence my avatar.
Yes.
Yeah, Crusader knows my face too, by the way. So
Yeah.
You have an avatar, Modwain?
yeah, on my.
I've never seen your face. What the fuck?
on my videos. You've seen my videos.
Oh, come on! Don't spoil it.
Go.
No, he's got one of those blue avatar things.
Don't you, Alicia?
Yeah.
Well, no.
I thought-
I don't think I've ever seen Modwain's avatar. I've only seen his face.
In my videos, I have an avatar in every
Does
one of
have
my
an
videos.
avatar.
In
I
fact,
even
he
got
started
it
talking
before.
in the last one.
Sometimes
I've never watched
it's
your
him.
videos.
Aw.
Look at him. Look at him.
Way to break the man's
Unfollow and block.
heart. Break the man's heart, why don't you?
Well, Alicia, if you want to see my face,
Well,
you
no,
can join in.
Modwain, no,
and then
actually.
At the end of the stream, when we go offline, I will show you my face.
Exactly.
Yeah,
yes,
and-
sir.
We usually do anyway.
I saw him
Briefly-
earlier, even horribly. He was naked.
Oh, jeez.
Oh, no. Never want to see
Yeah,
that.
we've all been traumatized by that one too.
That sounds like a great
Pussies.
story.
You guys are pussies. You guys don't go to the beach. There are worse things there in the beach, so no.
Oh yeah, there's definitely.
You know what? I don't go to the beach because I don't want to see Santa Claus at the beach like you do.
Now,
So-
let's get back
No,
to the article.
Let's go
I
back
will
to...
preface my comment as saying, you know what? Modwain's helped me through a lot of tough times in my life.
You've done it all yourself,
Santa
mate.
helps everyone.
Modern
Oh, no.
language.
You were always there when I was drunk and Bering wouldn't answer me.
Oh,
Hey, listen,
oh,
you at
poor
least can
thing.
talk to Baring. He never talks to me.
He doesn't talk to anyone.
I wish he would,
Mostly.
drop
He
my
does, but
name.
yeah.
No, he always messaged me back of what the... And it's the same message every time.
Well, shut the fuck up, leave me alone.
What the fuck
Exactly.
are you talking about?
Stop drinking Foster's beer, man.
Well,
I'm
Crusader Soul, I know who you are. I know your name. I'm not going to mention your name. But, dude, you are more than welcome. Anyway, you know that the bed is ready if you want to sleep here again.
Exactly.
So what is the stream talking about? Sorry.
But we were talking
uh,
about this article I've been projecting on the screen.
But
Ryan
Father Muddy is
wrote
so
his article, yeah.
Yeah, but that article is a bunch of words. What's it about?
It's about how Breitbart is talking how the media is unfair towards Trump. And then they basically bring up the story that, well, yeah, but if they are honest, then they would only be wrong half of the time, which is bullshit. Because even if they are completely honest, they can still be wrong 100% of the time. Because being right or wrong isn't a coin flip.
Yeah, you
I
can be
don't
honest
know.
about your
You know
opinion,
what?
and your opinion can still be wrong.
Yeah.
No, I'm a Trump fan.
Yeah,
I'll be
but
honest,
I won't
I'm
hold
a
it
Trump
against you.
fan, but he's a fucking idiot.
Oh yeah.
Well,
Like, if you've ever listened to him speak after he got elected, the guy don't know what the hell he's talking about.
he's not that stupid, I have to admit. He's not
He's
that
not.
wrong. He's
He's
doing
Yeah,
a lot of
no, when you talk about economics and things that you thought he'd be good at, He's a retard.
He's simplistic. That's the problem. But that's the problem with the whole American politics and media thing. It's simplistic. It's how can we say as little as possible with as many words as possible?
Statistically, they've done this. It's out there. It's a fact. Statistically, 95% of media coverage of Trump is anti-Trump.
It's anti-Trump and it's based on lies.
Yeah,
But then
exactly.
people-
The other, yeah.
But then they say, yeah,
That
but
includes
Snopes
that even
checked.
includes Fox News.
Yeah, that even includes Fox News. And then they say, yeah, but Snopes checked about all the things that Trump says, and Trump lies as well. And I'm like, okay, you know what? I'm not even going to say lie or make mistakes, but they constantly bring it back to, oh no, you do it on purpose.
Well, you don't become president.
Trump lies the same way as Satan and satire lies. It's just you don't know any better.
The day that they invent a politician that does not lie is the day, I don't know.
Okay, hold on.
The ice age will be in full swing.
Hold on.
There has to be something brilliant. I can't think of anything because
Okay,
every fucking politician, every humans are liars.
Yeah, you don't become president if
We
you don't
all
lie.
lie.
We all lie.
I try not to, and I can say I don't lie because I can consciously try not to fucking lie, and it is fucking hard. It is draining. It is draining, and everyone lies. I
But-
try not to, but I hope.
The question is not whether Trump lies or not. Some of the attacks are just plain stupid. But this is a defense of Trump.
Yeah.
And it's
He drinks
plain
12
stupid.
sodas a day.
Yeah, I
White
saw that.
Cokes.
What the hell? Why does that matter?
Yeah, who cares? But and this is the one thing that I found interesting about this article. Just as an honest and unbiased scientist interested only in an outcome of objective truth will achieve a 50-50 split on a coin toss, on nothing else. An honest scientist will eventually get a 50-50 split on a coin toss if he goes on long enough. There is nothing else where you can get this. But at the same time, they pretend that a coin toss is the same as so too would honest and unbiased journalists interested in only an outcome of objective truth always get a 50-50 split.
You know, I've
It's objectively true. So you won't get a 50-50 split on objective truth. Because I can ask 100 people how much 2 plus 2 is. And out of those 100 people, I will not get a 50-50 split.
I've actually got an issue with this whole 50-50 split. An honest scientist will get a 50-50 split eventually. No, he won't.
No, he will. If we're talking
No,
about the
Statistically, he will. Yes, he will.
Statistically, yeah, maybe. But this isn't statistic. This is the real world. We're trying to compare a coin toss.
The whole
We're trying to
argument
compare-
is about the statistic of a coin flip.
Exactly.
Yeah, that you can't apply to real world news. So I'm going to try to apply real world
But they
logic.
did.
Coin toss.
Rambling. They did.
That's my main problem with this
Yeah,
article.
they did
The
that.
whole premise of this article is, well, but if you do a coin flip, you will get 50-50. Therefore, 50% of all the news media should be positive instead of negative. It's
Yeah,
a bullshit
that's-
argument.
It is.
Yeah,
It's
exactly. We
It's
agree.
beyond stupid. So I think I agree with you on this as well, Ramblings. You're correct.
Yeah, we do. Yeah, we agree with it.
None of
This
this.
article is stupid, but it's
This is
written in
painful.
defense of Trump. And I'm
This
like,
is painful.
yeah. I mean, I understand that people want to protect Trump, defend Trump, but defend him on the facts, not on the same bullshit as that the other media is using to attack him.
Well, here's the thing with Trump is I'm actually a Trump fan. As in, he sure as hell beats the shit out of Clinton.
Well, yeah, but I mean, a pile of
listened to him
shit.
now after the
No
election.
interruptions. No interruptions. Go on, Father Mother.
okay, I listen to him now after the whole election thing is I was a Trump fan because I thought the guy actually knew economics. And when I hear about him talking to NAFTA, which directly affects my country because I'm in Canada, he's a fucking retard. He's bringing things up that are not included in NAFTA. He actually brings up things like, oh, well, U.S. is under a trade deficit to Canada. Guess what? The U.S. is actually a trade surplus of like $3 billion a year to Canada.
Could
Like
be.
his simple economics don't fucking pan out with what his statements are to states such as Pennsylvania and the Rust Belt. Like they're quite easy. You can debunk these statements off of the U.S. website.
Yeah, well, you could be 100% correct in this. I simply do not know. Doesn't mean you're right, doesn't mean you're wrong. But facts will prove whether you're right or whether you're wrong. It's not a 50-50 thing.
No.
Well,
And
even
this
subjective facts. Like,
yeah, stupid.
The 50-50 thing is just, oh god, do I have to bring out the Sith meme?
The Sith meme.
I don't know the Sith meme. I'm sorry. Yeah, bring it on.
We the Sith only deal in absolutes.
there is not no
50 is absolutes.
50-50.
Either you're with me or either you're with me or without me or against me.
Yeah.
Those sort of things.
Either you're with me or you're my enemy.
Exactly.
But at the same time, and I'm not going to pretend Trump is all good, because no. But at the same time, a lot of things that he gets attacked on are basically stupid. But this article is supposed to defend him. And this article is fucking stupid too.
Well,
what the hell?
You know, I just had a thought. You wonder why they're attacking Trump with all these stupid accusations and hoping that something will happen out of it.
No.
Legitimately. They use these exact same tactics against probably everyone else in a place of power in this country, and it works.
Well, he does seem to be more or less immune to stupid.
Stupid is immune to stupid, but...
Well, maybe that's it.
Well,
I mean, they try to attack him with the Russia collusion. The more they look into it, the cleaner he gets, and the dirtier his opponents get. So now they started talking about how he sexually assaulted women, which to me is like, okay, I still don't believe it, but come with facts. That's why we have a judicial system.
You're going to get facts of previous lawsuits that were settled, but unless you understand American law system, they're just going to look bad.
Maybe. But he can still put them open. And at the same time, how much...
No, it's going to look bad either way because he paid them out. He paid them out to shut up.
Yes.
Whether they be real or not is still completely unjustified. But the optics of that...
No. This is the thing. I don't care about the how do you call it? I've said it so many times this week. I don't care. No. I don't care about the court of public opinion. And they a lot of people buy silence, so to speak, just to let certain problems go away. So, for example, they'll pay. What is it? The American government paid several millions last year to let a lot of sexual assault cases go away, or harassment cases go away. That doesn't mean those cases are actually happening. It can also be someone using the system to get money from false stories.
Well, that's a fundamental problem that we have in our country.
Doesn't mean that they didn't happen.
That's a fundamental problem we have in our country, and it's America, the land of lawsuits, where you can make a living just suing people.
As Alicia said, most businesses will just pay because it's easier to just pay than to fight it, because fighting it costs more money.
Exactly, and there comes a point where you just have to decide, do I really want to get tied up in all this litigation that's surely going to drag my name in the mud either way, or do I just want to give this person whatever they're asking for and move on with my life and hope that it just doesn't get brought up again? The problem with that is, though, is when you pay out, or when it looks like an admission of wrongdoing, and that's partially because a lot of what we're taught here in this country when we're raised is just because the verdict comes out not guilty doesn't mean they didn't do it. It just means they were found not guilty.
Yeah, well, and
personally,
didn't I just pass thinking about not using public money to pay out those things?
Yeah,
because in the last year,
that will reduce those court cases and shit by a whole lot, because they're not expecting to get payment from the public.
Well, what I found funny is about Roger
There
Moore.
won't be settlements. That's what I meant. There won't be settlements.
No, there won't be. What's his name though? The Alabama one.
No. Actually, you know what? There won't be settlements.
Not with the government.
Here's the thing: a six-figure salary, $100,000 a year seems pretty good to us, right? As layman people. Like, I'm just gonna put that out there. Now, what sounds better? Six-figure salary where you have to spend $50,000 once to keep that for life, or a five-figure salary?
Yeah, but it's more of what Alicia is saying. What percentage of people are in jail that are innocent? So most lawyers will tell you the best thing to do is make a deal. But how many politicians are now saying, you know what? You claim I did this? I'm going to hit you with a lawsuit for libel. This is what the guy from Alabama did. I mean, he lost the election, fair enough. But they started talking about how he harassed or sexually assaulted a woman. He basically started a lawsuit against the woman, claiming that she got raped by him.
So defamation?
Defamation.
That wasn't a smart thing to do.
Well, maybe, but at the same time, it proves that there has to be an end to the bullshit of, I say you raped me, therefore you have to pay me. Because we know...
What if he wins?
He probably will win. Well, he lost his Senate seat, but...
Yeah, he lost. That's irrelevant. What if he wins?
Because the woman already basically asked him not to. Which, to me, says it all.
Exactly.
But I think we will see this more, because this is what Trump also did. I mean, you blame he did something wrong, boom, he goes in overtime.
Bombard. Do you guys know Bombard body language YouTubes? No. I don't know what her name. She analyzes body language of people.
Yeah. Well, I can say right off that I have not heard of this.
Nope.
I'll put it in the description in a little while. I'll put it here in the chat, in the private chat. Now, she analyzed, she analyzed initial accusers, these latest ones. That old lady, the two young girls, that how they presented the news conference. None of them actually made an accusation. They just described feelings.
Yeah, because there is no accusation.
Yeah, I'll look for it and I'll post it here.
Which is scary, because I had a discussion on Minds with someone about this. Yeah, but Trump this and that and blah 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 blah, and I'm like, okay, then bring it to a court of law. Stay away from the court of public opinion. Yeah, but you're just defending him. And I kept repeating, no, I'm not. Just bring it into a court of law. And then basically the argument is, yeah, but the law is corrupt and this and that and blah, blah, blah. And I'm like,
Yeah.
but this is a high-profile case. So if there is real proof, corruption won't save him. No, it won't.
No,
Because
no.
as soon as they will bring something which is based on corruption, then it will come out because it's a high-profile case. Unless, of course, you're running against Clinton, because then you're going to die.
Yeah,
That's
exactly.
kind of my point.
Yeah, but Trump never did that, so there's no reason to assume that he will. I'll link it into the chat.
I put the video Bombard Body Language. She's awesome. I remember. I can't remember her name, but I followed her. She's awesome in analyzing. She's really, really good and fun to listen to. Yeah, so she basically just shows that none of them actually make an accusation.
Yeah,
they just describe stuff.
And indeed, Alicia, what you're saying is correct. I mean, it quite often happens that women make an accusation, and even though everything proves the guy is free, he can still get sentenced. And it's kind of funny. I saw, or I can't find it right now. I saw a study on rape cases in America. Out of 100 rape cases, 5 people are proven to be innocent.
Yeah.
Out of 100 rape cases, 5 people are proven to be innocent. 2.5, roughly 2.5, are proven to have committed rape. That means 92 people are acquitted, but they're not proven innocent or they're not proven guilty. But their life will be destroyed.
I think it was Independent Man that made a video touching that.
Oh, it's possible, yeah.
Yeah.
Oi, Square Peg, I don't want to hear about women being naked. I have a woman and she will kill me over it.
Wait, Square Peg is a girl?
Big Sword didn't happen.
Big Sword didn't happen.
No,
What?
is, you know what? I actually never thought this would ever happen. I'm dating a feminist.
Oh, I was like, she saw it.
Oh. Okay, then.
Square Pig saw it. She saw that. Yes, that's in there in the video they just posted.
Oh, right, that.
I was
I'm
naked
sorry.
under my robe.
Yeah, okay, she already watched the video.
She did, yes. Shit. You guys
Sorry, Square Peg, you got my ears all red now, but I understand.
I didn't see that. I wasn't getting that until I actually saw now what she meant. I was naked under my robe.
Yeah, no, that's from the video.
I'm naked under my clothes at the moment, guys. How hot is that?
But that's the stupidity of a lot of these accusations. No. I mean, if you squint in the dark, you could pretend that I'm naked, but I'm not. That's not the point. I could pretend you are.
You know what, Modwain? I need to file a lawsuit against you because I fully believe that every time you close your eyes, you imagine me naked, and that's assault.
No, mate, that's not assault. That's horrible.
That's assault. Nope,
No,
that's assault. Nope, it's
horrible.
assault.
You
It's assault.
are assaulting
I'm suing
me.
you.
No, but yeah, there is that. No, the stupidity is we've been living in the last 15 years, I'm going to say 15 years, in the world of political correctness. And the one thing that makes Trump such a great president for this period of time, he doesn't give a fuck about political correctness.
Realistically, if we could just get a president who didn't care about political correctness for the next 10, 12 years, I think we'd be good.
Well, and Square Peg, don't worry, I'm very hairy, you won't see a thing.
He is. I can attest
he
to that.
has a magical forest covering his body.
Mm.
Oh god, I'm
The magical
coughing and
forest where all
laughing
the
at the same
elves.
time.
It's the magical forest where all the elves live and make the toys.
Yes. I don't bother with clothes. I paint them on. For fuck's sake, there. Davey, I nearly lost my drink.
I've actually seen a video where some chick actually painted on clothes and walked around town, and no one said anything. No one
because
said
as a chick,
anything.
it's possible. You can do that as a chick. As a dude,
Women can,
you can't.
men can't. Yeah.
Because you have a dick. And that's going to, cause a problem.
Hey, rambling. I actually
it
Just
swings.
tape it to your leg, man.
The problem is that it swings a lot.
Hold on.
Whoa. Here's
Hold on.
actually the thing.
You just
What's
make it
up?
an elephant or something.
So
I have a
far,
little bit of a point
now
to it.
this is criminal.
Go on, though. Go on.
Go on.
So we've all seen those videos of where women go with painted on pants and everything else.
Yeah.
Those are great video. They're funny and everything else. Now imagine if somebody did that as a guy.
That's
No.
what. Fanamana's kid, kick him in the shins.
No, but this is something that women can do and guys cannot. Which is okay. This is not, I don't mind, but it is weird.
I don't know. I mean, you
But
could, like,
what did you want to say?
you could, like-
Smirkers wanted to say something too, and he hasn't been talking a lot. Smirkers, what
Yeah.
did you want to say, mate?
Oh, I said just paint it as an elephant and nobody will notice.
Yeah.
I was gonna say you could paint it like a
Please.
rocket. You could paint it like a rocket ship.
That's the wrong place for an elephant, to be honest.
Yeah, and sorry about that. It's solved now.
Oh,
That's a really, really, really painfully small elephant trunk.
Oh, well.
Oh god.
Well, no, actually, here's the thing that I was trying to get at is if a woman does it, it's bad. If a man were to walk around with painted on jeans,
No,
we'd
that's
be
assault.
arrested.
Yeah,
It's
you'd be arrested.
Yeah.
You're not allowed to do. But this is basically we have a very large double standard in our society.
Someone think of the children.
But we
no,
have,
it's not even that. Like,
So we have an entire subsection of people who are dedicated to thinking about children, and we lock them away.
no.
I think it's
yes,
time we started putting them
that's
to
good.
use.
No, that's good. That's a good thing. I'm not.
No,
I'm
but
for
everyone wants
that. Yeah.
someone to think of the children, and I'm not gonna fucking do it because I don't care.
Yeah, but listen, I think of the children too, and I do care because it's my job.
Exactly.
So don't lock me up.
I'm sure that's not the type of people he was thinking about. Yeah.
Well, it's rambling. You never know with him.
Rambling. People.
I love you, mate. I love you.
Yes, we do. We love you. Yeah, man. No,
But yeah,
Oh,
there is a big problem in our society. We are inherently biased in favor of females. Women
Yeah.
get away with murder. Literally get away with murder.
Oh God, that reminds me. There's something that I want to talk about since we're talking about women getting away with murder. I read this story. It was either yesterday or the day before, but there's this chick who was recently sentenced to probation for 5 years after serving 244 some odd days. She let her kids not starve to death, freeze to death outside on her porch while she slept inside, and she had she was stoned and she had methamphetamines in her system, and she got probation because her kid froze to death on the fucking porch.
wait, was it to death or just froze?
No, to death. Kid is dead. Day after his 3rd birthday, kid is dead, gone, game over, and she is on probation.
I wanted to be sympathetic to this, though.
There is like no sympathy that I could have for this person. If you're just smoking weed,
No, I'm trying to find
Fine.
it.
but
I'm trying to find the sympathy.
I'll see if I can find it.
Now,
But there are lots of stories like that. How about
It was her 3-year-old son the day after his birthday, North Carolina woman. She pled guilty to it. I have the article.
But how about
Right here.
the four people that abducted? Or I'll link it in
yes, the Chicago
the
Four.
Chicago 4. The women are completely For
They all
Buford.
got off.
Yeah, no, they all got.
They
off.
all got off.
It was
They
kids
all
will
got
be
off.
kids.
Yeah.
That's
But at the same time-
then when they get off on another guy's pay.
But at the same time, a guy is serving 15 years in prison because he dropped ham in a mosque.
Well, supposedly he also used a machete to break up stuff, but it's a building. He didn't hurt any person. He hurt a fucking building.
It's beyond reality.
Yeah. He got 15 years for vandalism, basically.
We've got people who get less for murder.
Exactly, yeah. An anecdotal story. I can't confirm if it's true or not. The first part is true. It was on the news. Some idiot last week threw a homeless man into a dumpster. And that's horrific. That is horrible.
Why is that horrific?
Come on, man. I won't explain why. It is horrible.
No, I actually. Maybe I'm the dick here, but I can't figure out why.
Usually I'm the dick, but anyway, apparently, I heard. I can't confirm. So it's anecdotal. It's not fact. That he was
Just
found.
like everything out of Portugal.
I kill you.
Hey, it's okay.
just-
You're an archaeologist. You don't deal in facts.
It's
Just a filthy grave robber.
1 second, I have to respond to
Can I
something.
just finish?
have
So
to-
he was the crux of the story. He was found dead 2 days later.
Wow.
What, the
It's
homeless guy or the
unconfirmed.
other dude?
And,
it's 2 days.
Crusader Soul, one second. Crusader Soul responded to my story of the guy who got 15 years. The difference between the version of your story and my version is that you're talking about a guy in the UK who got 12 months for leaving a ham sandwich and got killed in jail. The one I'm talking about is in America.
Yes, they
So
were both
they're two different stories,
two different things. Yeah, yeah.
which is both stupid because, yeah, but that's how it is.
But not the sentences were so disproportionate.
Yeah. Well, on both cases, to be honest.
Exactly. Yeah.
On both
No.
cases. It's painful.
Just to addressing the trying to trigger me, it does not work. I can't be offended. So yeah.
One of these days, man. One of these days.
He'll just see,
Bang, zoom straight to the triggering moon.
he'll
Hey,
just see that
Carlos.
challenge.
Carlos, is that a challenge?
Is that a what?
That is a challenge, yes.
It
Of course, that's
is.
a challenge.
Yes, it is.
Yeah, of course, it's a challenge.
Okay, I will meet that challenge. I just need a hotline to Kim Jong Un. I'll tell him.
Oh,
I will tell him that
I
you
saw
called him
Roderick.
fat. I will tell him that you called him fat, and he will nuke your country because he can do that now.
No, he can't.
No.
No,
Yes, he
here's
can.
the thing.
I can't.
Yes, he can.
No, I can't. No,
You
I can't.
absolutely
No, I
can.
don't care about
No.
fucking nuking.
Distance
I'm
from
just gonna go
distance,
and
geographical
the biggest
distance.
creationist around and tag him in with Carlos.
The distance, the geographical distance from North Korea to Portugal is twice as much from North Korea to Washington. So, haha.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
but-
don't care.
Yeah, but
They-
I do.
Did you guys know that they just tested their new Hwasong 16
Yes.
missile, and it shot 2,000 some odd feet straight up?
Yeah, which means nothing.
No, that means everything. In rocket science, you can take the amount of height that it travels.
many feet?
If it's going straight up,
How many
it
feet?
was let me look it up.
A foot is
Anyway,
3 feet. is
Alicia
swimming.
talks about how the justice system is pretty fucked up because once you're rich, you get away with stuff as well. They actually had a name for it. How did they call it? I can't remember now. But because you're rich, you couldn't feel guilty. Or no, it's not that you couldn't be responsible. It had a name. Pretty stupid. But yeah, we have a lot of problems in the Western world with the falling of our judicial system. The law doesn't rule us anymore.
Of course, money rules us, and it has for a while. now.
Affluenza. No, not affluenza. Yeah, affluenza. Yeah, affluenza. Affluenza. I'm thinking
Hey,
influenza.
Modwain.
No, affluenza is the word. Sorry. Thank you, Elisha.
Modwain.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
I'm actually going to completely derail this question because I got a couple people that'd be really good for your streams. Is it cool if I fucking send out the links when I get them to the people that are relevant?
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
People are
We're
welcome.
going to get back to the article, though.
Well, we finished the article.
Oh, okay.
Anyway, I think it has an operational range of 16,000 kilometers. Is what it says.
Hey, unknown. Do you have a trade deficit or a trade surplus with Canada?
I don't know.
I don't know.
I don't know.
Well, Trump said that you had a trade deficit.
Okay.
Trump's an idiot.
Yep.
Didn't you say we had a 3 million? Didn't you say we had a 3
Sometimes.
million?
He's a
Did
good.
you say
He's a good shit poster though.
Didn't you say we had a 3 billion trade surplus?
Well, I don't know the number, but he said that there's a trade surplus.
I'll do some looking. I'll let you know.
Okay.
I'm not sure how important. Oh, sorry, yawn. I'm not sure
By the
how
way, I
important.
should probably not drink before coming into these. Or should I?
That makes everything fun.
Sometimes I have the feeling I'm the only one sober. I know I'm not, but sometimes.
Hey.
Mostly.
Hey. I'm a hell of a lot more sober than all of you alcoholics.
No.
Prove it. Pics
No.
or it didn't happen.
How can I make a pic of me being sober?
Yeah, really. Like, I don't. Do you want me to take a picture of the Mountain Dew that I'm sitting next to, or do you want me to take a picture of the bowl that's sitting right next to me? What do you want? I could do either.
One second. Let me try this.
By the way, talking about journalism,
So this is what I'm drinking.
Oh, are we gonna get on journalism?
we're talking about journalism.
I really don't know. I've been drinking a lot, so I really. I'm sorry, Friday Marty. I couldn't resist, man. You know I love you, bro.
Oh no! I also know that I'm really drunk, and I got about 20 minutes to pretend I'm sober with my girlfriend.
Well, you shouldn't pretend. You should actually do it, man.
She's a feminist. Who cares? No, that's not nice of me. Never mind.
That's why you need to get drunk, right?
We're not here to be nice. We're here to be correct.
There is that. There is that.
Anyway, so I always found it so weird that they talk about independent and truthful journalism while whistleblowers always get thrown in jail for trying to report the truth.
That is indeed
About
the
certain
problem.
things. Like
I mean,
I watched this interview on Joe Rogan with Amber Lyon, I believe her name was. She was threatening to expose some shit in Bahrain and got a lot of death threats and God knows what else. And her life wasn't sure for a while.
Well, the other downside with blowing the whistle is if you don't get thrown in jail, no corporation is going to hire you again. So,
Say that
there's
again.
nothing I said the other downside to blowing the whistle is if you don't get thrown in jail, you're going to have a hell of a hard time finding employment again.
Oh, I thought you said
Oh yeah,
something.
that too.
How was that?
How is that?
Australia
What-
just
okay.
recently decriminalized whistleblower.
Let me ask you something. All right. Let's say you're a CEO, Marcus. Okay. Let's say you're engaged in some shady shit, but you're pulling in a 7-figure-a-year salary on your own, not including bonuses. Okay.
Mhm.
You have all the money that you could want and all the solid gold toilets you could shit in. And here comes little Joe Stick in the Mud, who's going to blow his whistle on your illegal shit, and he's trying to apply for work at your corporation, and he has a history of blowing the whistle on every job that he's worked at when he discovers shady shit.
Yeah.
Are you going to hire him to destroy your gravy train? Because I wouldn't.
Yeah, but that's like
No.
the opposite of what you said.
No, it's not.
Well, no, not really. No.
If you've been thrown in jail, then
No, I said if
Those
you
that
don't
make
get
it
thrown in
easier.
jail, I said if you don't get thrown in jail, you will have a hell of a hard time finding employment again.
Yeah.
okay.
There is a problem with
But if you do get thrown in jail, you're not gonna get a job either usually. So
Yeah.
True that. But there is a big problem with being a whistleblower.
Mhm.
So yeah, there is that.
But that is reporting the truth and the facts. So how can they claim that they're doing that when they try to do it, they get criminalized for it?
Yeah.
But that's just fucking stupid to me.
It is, but
I understand it
About
now, but
It's the same thing that Obama keeps talking about, how he had this great government and that they had nearly no problems and there were no, how do you call them? I forgot, I can't focus the word now. No scandals and they had an open government, and at the same time he's responsible, well, he's still responsible as Trump at this point in time, for the problems with what's his face, the whistleblower from NRA. I forgot his name.
Julian Assange,
No, that's not the NRA.
Edward Snowden.
Snowden, yeah. Nobody seems to care about that.
What?
That's because
I haven't
Snowden
heard anything about him in a long time.
No, that's the thing. We haven't. And it's kind of weird because he more or less tried to help the American people by proving to them, listen, we're being fucked up.
Yeah.
And somehow he wasn't allowed to do that, which is a problem to me.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
And I'm sorry, I seem to still be broadcasting. So now your faces should be popping up from time to time too.
Yay!
There you go.
Only Butter showing his face.
Yeah, he's drunk now though.
Futter looks like he's grabbing his head in shame.
He's holding his head, trying to stay away. I'm sorry, Father.
No, Futter's like, I'm dating a feminist. What did I do?
What did I do? Oh my God. Which one? I don't matter.
Fuck you.
We love you too, man. We love you too.
It's okay.
Yes.
The thing is, though, it's kind of funny that when we talk about being honest, we already assume, we expect that the rich will not be honest. It's kind of weird that way, isn't it?
Whose world are you living
It's
in?
weird, but it's also ingrained in a history of lies and deceit to get to the top.
Yeah,
There's kind of
well,
a truth to, having to backstab your way to the very top. There is kind of a truth to that.
True.
I don't know how to say it in
And-
English, but dat grote geld gaat over ruggen. So
Yeah, big money goes on backs over the backs of people.
yeah,
Yeah.
it's made on the backs of people or something like
Well, that too. From the hard work of other people. No one ever got rich from working, but they got rich from getting other people to work.
that.
Big money
Like a
is
big giant pyramid scheme.
big money is made off the broken spines of honest men.
Yep.
Yeah, that's what I meant.
But I mean, I can understand people getting rich on the works of other people. That is not my main issue.
No, that's not my issue either.
I have a problem with people simply being clearly dishonest. That's to me a problem.
Yes, and we can't really do anything about it.
Yeah,
No.
I mean, unless we can start reading people's minds, but at that point, that's an invasion of people's privacy, and I'm not even sure I'd be okay with that.
Is there a way to invent a truth, sort of a not a polygraph, because that you have to connect your body to it, but a device that,
Polygraph doesn't work anyway.
yeah, I know, but an actual truth machine, where every time someone says a lie, it blinks up, blip.
Well, that's easy
There-
to do with politicians.
Yeah, even a mobile app or something.
We would call it a flashlight.
Look, I can't say that that would be a thing that we would have, but I could. There was something I was watching, and this was a long time ago, back when I was like 16, and I was watching the Science Channel, and there was a program on, and one of the segments they were talking about being able to convert thoughts into images on from people's minds, and there's this guy hooked up to this machine, and the image that he was producing was really, really blurry, but it looked like a banana. And if you advance this technology far enough to where you could get a kind of clear image enough to be able to, readily decipher what it is, then you might be able to have a honest, quote unquote, polygraph machine that would work.
Wow. Can you imagine the gameplay options with that one?
I know, right?
Sort of like a Siri, not Siri. What's that? Alexa. That's the one. Imagine that an Alexa where he doesn't say anything, but every time you tell a lie, it lights up. Now put that in a news conference, and every time imagine the awesomeness of that.
If we put that in Congress, the red siren would go off every 5 seconds.
And have that in your TV.
Never stop.
It would detect liars from you in your TV set. You have that. A politician. We are going to build a lovely economy. Beep beep beep. You don't vote for him.
I just had a really, really horrible idea, but I really hope they do a Saw movie out of this. So we're going to have it set in Congress, and they're going to be voting on something, and all the lights are going to go off, and then a giant screen's going to come down. You see Jigsaw pop up. Would you like to play a game? And then everyone gets restrained to their seats, and they're all hooked up to a lie detector test. And there's a gun that extrudes out of the back of everyone's seat pointed to their heads. Now,
If they lie,
vote honestly. And
This would have a lot of dead people.
Yeah,
I can
half
see
of
this
Congress
scenario.
would be gone.
Probably more than half.
I think the more cowardly ones would tell the truth.
Well, probably, but
Because death, yeah. But then you have the ideologues which will bloody lie to the end, and I am a hero. Pluck.
I'm telling you, that'd be a great movie. I would pay money to see that.
I hate Saw. It's fucking boring. It's.
I hate Saw too,
repetitive.
but just the concept of that alone.
Oh, yeah, the
I would
concept
like
is
to
awesome.
see.
Yeah, absolutely. I agree with you. Absolutely, yes.
That would be amazing. Too bad no one will ever do it because we're gonna get the next Star Wars movie for like the next 7 years.
Apparently, this Star Wars from two people I really, really trust is actually good.
Oh yeah.
And they are both not feminists. So
Was Star
there you
Wars
go.
was Star Wars a feminist issue?
I don't know.
what-
It's
what did they-
shit, it's been hyped. I've seen Anita Sarkeesian get all her flappy bits all trembly, and not only her but even Brianna Wu offering tickets and shit to come and see a premiere or shit. So they think it may be a full SJW, but apparently, from what I gather from my two good friends, which I will tell, one is Habib and the other one is Yale, and they are not feminists or SJWs by any stretch of the imagination, and they said it is a good movie. No spoilers. I didn't ask, and I don't care, but I'm going to watch it. I prefer to see reviews from ordinary good people than from idiots that get paid. So yes. And awkward silence.
Sorry, I had someone.
Kick him in the shins! Kick him in the shins!
I'm sorry, mate. I had my camera on mute.
What is?
And I forgot.
I would
forget.
I would
Kick him in the
actually really
shins!
like to see it. It sounds good, but I've also
Sorry.
got a bit of a, shall we say?
Oh, he left. Oh shit! Oh god! I triggered Friday money.
I think he went to spend time with his kid.
But,
I was trying to make a joke, and oh shit! I overdone it. I apologize. If you're listening to this
No.
afterwards, Friday money, I did not mean it. I am your friend, and God, I apologize if I.
I
Shit,
don't
I
think
shouldn't have
that's a problem.
Yeah, I think you're good.
I think you're good.
But I actually, me and a friend of mine, my best friend actually, I've known him since I was like 7. We're really, really big into Star Wars, really, really big, and we did not really care for Episode 7, partially
Yeah.
because it was very much, it was Episode 4 all over again with
Oh,
Yeah,
Rey.
same, yeah.
But that was
Yeah,
really my biggest criticism of it was, okay, Rey's in it. Or, not okay, Rey's in it. Okay, it's Episode 4 again. That's it. but Rey.
Yeah.
And leading up to episode
Mm.
8, we were looking at a lot of like the promotional material, because a lot of the things that you'll find is if you want spoilers or like insights in the movie, what you want to look at is the toy lines that come out, because they have a lot of stuff that comes out before the movie drops. And
Mhm.
everything that we had seen was, we were looking at some of the Lego sets they had released, and everything that we had seen looked almost like it was designed by a 10-year-old.
Mhm.
Like
That-
the whole
that-
the biggest concept is everything has to be bigger. It has to be badder. It has to look meaner. Like they took an AT-AT, they gave it more armor, and they put a laser cannon on it on the top, and that's pretty much all they did.
Yeah.
Or like with the TIE fighters, they just flattened them. It feels lazier than Lucas, if that makes sense.
Have you seen it? Don't tell me if you've seen it. I don't want to know the spoil. I don't want to
No, no, no.
spoilers.
I have not
What-
seen the movie yet.
Oh.
But
It
yeah,
comes out the 15th, I think.
What?
yeah,
Yeah.
no, it's out now in Europe.
Yeah,
What,
from
here?
those
I think it
from
comes out
the spoilers, from the spoilers, no, from the previews and so on. That funny creatures. Are we having the bloody Ewoks again in another form?
Yeah,
Are we really?
I don't know.
Oh,
Yeah.
God.
I don't know. That's what I'm
Yeah.
asking.
yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I haven't seen that.
You
Oh,
want me to
wow.
continue saying yes or what? For fuck's sake.
Modwain says
Santa
yes.
Claus,
so-
we can't listen to you until the 25th.
Sleep well, Alicia. See you next time.
Bye-bye,
Later.
Alicia.
Thanks for hanging out.
But no, yeah, the thing is, and you're correct when you say, well, the 7 was a lot like 4, and trust me, 8 will be a lot like 6, if I'm not mistaken. It's the same story with new faces.
Empire Strikes
will
Back
see.
or Return of the Jedi?
Who are they going to freeze this time?
I think it's Return of the Jedi.
The one where they destroy the big bad. Is Snoke dead in this one?
Yeah, well, they're going to do it slightly different, but the
Okay.
main storyline is roughly the same.
Well, if they're skipping, that kind of gives me a little hope, at least, because this is supposed to be a trilogy, and if they're skipping the whole episode 5, the Empire Strikes Back, that whole storyline, then maybe the final one will be interesting.
Maybe.
Yeah, we'll see.
Maybe,
Well, I'm-
probably not.
I'm very fatalistic, and I'm fatalistic in by nature. Not that I practice, but I know that if anything's going to happen badly, it will happen badly. So,
Yeah.
Yeah, so-
But
And
it's
Unfortunately, Star Wars has gotten to be that big of a series.
it should have died out a long ago. It's
No,
Yeah,
they
no-
should no.
No.
They should have gotten gotten exciting, fresh new writers that are not SJWs and have to
Well-
forcibly put shit there and
they should-
write something
they-
original.
But that's the thing, though. They're not writing anything original. It's the same
Yeah.
story over and over and over again.
They tried writing something original, and most people hated it. I
they-
like the prequels. I hate to say it. I do. I really do.
Well, but
They
that's
have-
because they were different.
They were.
Yeah.
They were good movies.
Exactly. But they have material from the. It's not. What's that word? It's not. It didn't become the storyline. Or shit. What's that word? When something is mainstream. Oh God! It follows.
Cliche?
No. You know when they finished episode 3, they made a whole fans and shit made a whole background of everything. What's that word?
Lore? World?
Law. Yeah, it's not law. What was written, they've sort of rewritten the law for the new ones, and they put that as sort of as a fantasy type scenario where
We're not going to have this discussion.
mythology.
Star
It's
Wars-
mythology.
But-
It's
but-
sort of a mythology. Now
They
they've,
would've-
they,
Sorry, go ahead. Sorry.
I was just going to say that the new law, they're rewriting it, which is the biggest mistake of shit. Like Han Solo and Leia had two children, and or three, that sort of thing. You know it now. That's what I meant. That lore.
The extended universe was one of my favorite things in the original.
Yeah, they should have. They had stories there. They could have just got an extended universe.
But if they would go for new stories, they shouldn't do it as the next generation. They should have done it as Star Wars: The Next Generation. I mean, Star Trek: The Next Generation. It's called Star Trek: The Next Generation, but there were several generations between the two.
Yeah.
I mean, there's a few hundred years between the two. So small inconsistencies won't matter because, hey, time moves on.
Yeah.
But now they're like, oh, no. You see, Princess Leia? Yeah, she's that woman over there. Okay, she's old now, and she's going to die soon, but it's that woman. So, okay, then she knows what happened.
Yeah.
So how come the backstory is suddenly changed?
That's what I mean. They got rid of the old extended universe. And they put that into the sort of a mythology.
It's a legacy.
A legacy, yeah, that's the one. That's the word I was looking for. Thank you, man.
Yeah.
I don't know the words, but I know the background, as you can see. So I'm sort of a geek of Star Wars. I almost got you there, Star Trek.
There was the thing that pissed me off the most when Disney bought Star Wars. Originally, everything was mostly canon, right? LucasArts actually had someone who was called the
canon. That's the word I was looking for before. Canon.
Yeah. Originally, LucasArts.
Nothing was allowed to be printed if it did not comply to the storylines.
Yeah, they had this dude. He was the holocron. They called him the holocron keeper or something like that. And his entire job at LucasArts was to take all the fan material that people were submitting and make sure it all cohesively fit into a timeline.
Yeah.
And that's how they kept this canon so big and vast and expansive. And most of it fit. And one of the things that I absolutely loved about it was the Knights of the Old Republic games. I fell in love with those. Those role-playing games were canon. They took place, it was like Next Generation, but it was 4,000 years before Star Wars even happened.
Yes.
Yeah, but it still fit.
And it fit amazingly. And it was considered canon, to the point where they were actually going to have references to it in the 3D animated TV show they were doing on Cartoon Network a while ago.
Yeah.
Do you see what I'm getting at? We agree. I think we agree.
Yeah, we do.
They had stories. They had stories.
They had so much,
and they chose to
all away
because of what? Idiots. SJW fucking idiots.
Do you have any idea how much money I would have paid to have seen them reenact the Yuuzhan Vong War or Centerpoint Station or fucking?
You're not the only one,
War?
and I have not read that. And yes, you're not the only one.
It's amazing. Oh, God. It's an entire race of people who are unsensitive to the Force. The Force does not flow through them, and they basically wipe out the galaxy. And they're all organic. Most of their weapons, they're all organic. Like, they have snakes that turn into swords, and it's really weird.
Yeah.
But it's cool.
I read about that, yeah.
And they're naturally resistant to lightsabers.
Which, to me, okay, so you're resistant to lightsabers. It's a long shot, but fair enough. And your resistance to the Force. Okay, fair enough. I can live with that one too. Stormtroopers don't use the Force.
Yeah. Stormtroopers do not. The Royal
They use
Guard.
guns.
Stormtroopers do not. The Royal Guard does. And the Royal Guard is composed of stormtroopers who were the top of their class. So
they were genetically because we know that the stormtroopers were genetically genetically produced from the base model was Boba Fett.
That's actually not true.
Yeah, it is.
Well,
no, it isn't.
Some of them.
No, it is.
It's not Boba. It's not Boba Fett. It's his father.
It was Jango Fett, but that's actually wrong too. See, around the time of Episode 3.
Go on.
Jango Fett is Boba Fett is Jango Fett's clone son. Yeah, I know exactly.
Sorry, I had someone. Okay. Anyway, Jango Fett was the original material for the clones. However, around the time of the end of Episode 3, the beginning of Episode 4, the material that they were using to reproduce the clones was starting to degrade, and they couldn't keep reproducing clones using this.
Exactly. That's where they got others, and some of them produced the Force. That's
And
why
on
the
top of
little
that,
guys. Yeah.
And on top of that, they also included actual drafting of people, because if you remember in episode 4, Luke talked about joining the Imperial Academy to get away from Tatooine.
Yeah. Yes.
True.
Exactly. True. That's all canon. And they've
Yeah.
They're not.
thrown it out.
They were not force sensitive. The
Yeah, that is
stormtroopers
correct.
were not supposed to be force sensitive. They were supposed to be guys with big guns.
That is absolutely correct, yes.
Those guns are still effective. So the fact that, I forgot the name now of the other guys, that they would run down the whole universe doesn't make sense, because their main enemy is... Yes, thank you. Their main enemy is not the Force. Night Crusader.
Well, here's the thing. In order to be lightsaber resistant, in order to have lightsaber resistant, flesh, they have several creatures in the Star Wars universe that do this. They have Furk. They have this giant dragon thing that's got a hide that's resistant to lightsabers.
They made the shields.
In order to be resistant to lightsabers, they're also resistant to blaster bolts.
Yeah, but
so the big guns
not all
aren't
guns
as great.
That's not true, though, because in the Star Wars universe, not all guns use blaster bolts. Some of them.
That's true too.
Some of them use basically the same techniques as we do with our guns. They shoot pellets of material.
Yes, that is true.
That would have killed them. They're not immune to the universe. They're immune to the Force and to lightsabers. And it's already a stretch to say, okay, then maybe they would also be immune to blasters. Fair enough. I won't agree with it completely, because it's a different form of energy, but fair enough.
It's a different form of energy, but it's the same material that they use to make the starships reflect blaster bolts is the same stuff they use to build armor that reflects lightsaber material. It's called Furk.
But it's different.
They use,
but kinetic wolf. Well, yes, but I mean, certain doors are resistant. None of the force fields, none of the doors in starships are 100% protected against lightsabers. By the way, they're only resistant. Correct. So you can still open them. You can still go through them. It just goes slowly. But the thing is, kinetic weaponry also exists in the Star Trek universe.
Star Wars.
Fuck them. But yeah, you know what I mean. So kinetic weapons would still kill them.
Yeah. I don't know exactly how the whole comic goes through, but so they do use a lot of weapons to get through them.
I think I read sort of a part of the story, and I was like, it doesn't make sense. Okay. They could fight them. They could win, because some of the things are not as automatic. But it's unlikely that they would have destroyed the Empire, because the Empire isn't reliant on.
See, here's the thing that you might be missing. Here's the thing you might be missing. The Empire was gone when they invaded. They invaded after the Empire was wiped out by the rebellion, and they established a new republic. The new republic was not that strong. They invaded right as the new government started to get set up. That is how they conquered.
But even at that time, there are people there that can and will fight.
There are, but it's essentially bringing a massive force into a universe with a government that's not entirely equipped to defend the entire universe that it's supposed to be protecting.
Fair enough. So they won't defend the whole universe, but all of it being overrun?
Most of it.
Doesn't make sense.
I can't argue with that.
It takes away the agency of the independent planets.
True that.
So I think I read a small bit of the story, and I was like, no. It's the same that I can understand why the rebellion took so long to defeat the Empire, and to defeat the Empire, you needed someone to defeat the head of the snake, so to speak, the Emperor.
Yeah.
Which is why the Force got restored, etc., blah, 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 blah. But after that, the rebellion won from the Empire, because they cut off the head of the beast.
They cut off the head of the beast, and in the original Legacy comics and books, there was a lot of explanation as to what happened with. Because like you cut off the head of the Empire, but do you really expect the Empire to just stop fighting right at that point?
You understand what I mean?
Yeah.
So I can understand that the Empire would stop fighting the rebellion because at a certain point in time they already were aligned on a lot of things.
Yeah.
But when we're talking about, okay, I come to usurp your government and I'm going to kill everyone because we're going to be the bastards now. I'm sorry, but the rebellion and the empire, or the remaining rebellion, well, the new empire and the remaining empire guys, old empire guys, will work together. Because if you have a common enemy, you will do whatever you can to stop them. And indeed, Psycho, it's like ISIS invading Iraq after America left. Yes, it's very possible that you will get a big swath of land, but it's impossible that you get it all.
There's still something.
Oh,
And they did wind up fighting and pushing them out, and it was a really big, really big fight story. And there was something with Luke becoming one with the Force, even though he's still alive. And he was strong enough to knock down entire armies with just single force pushes. It was really over the top and grandiose.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, I saw
but it was
that.
interesting.
Yeah. That's sort of what's going to happen. Supposedly, the Force is not black, the dark side and the light side. It's all of it, including the grey. Apparently.
Yeah.
Oh, they're actually doing the grey.
Yeah, they were there. The wills, of course they are. I'm sure they will do.
Well, I mean, I didn't expect him to go that into this movie. I was expecting that to show up in that next trilogy.
I don't know. I have absolutely no clue what's going. I honestly have not seen it yet, and I'll have to leech it to see it. I live 120 kilometers from the nearest cinema, so.
Oh Christ!
So there you go. Yeah, so I have to leech it, and I have an idiot trying to white knight Chrissy Winters. Fuck him. In Twitter.
Hey, there's nothing wrong with white knighting Christy Winters. It provides great entertainment.
Sit on her as a white knight and watch her die. That's no. That's nice.
Fuck. I don't tolerate those little pissants. So, but let's get back to the Star Wars. Yes, the wills are supposedly the all-encompassing what the Force has to be. You have to be both black, the dark, and the light. That's great, and that's I think episode 9. And
nice.
And
I'm sorry, I'm going to do something which has absolutely nothing to do with this conversation. I just checked on Minds. Someone wired me 10,000 points.
Oh, you deserve it, man.
Thank you very much, Azir.
I'm building up a little bit. You'll get a little present soon. So,
but yeah, well, I've been given. I mean, certain people gave me 1,000 points or 2,500 points. I mean, it's a lot, but you know, I think in November I got about 5,000 points. December is already twice that. I had to put this out there. So yeah, thank you, Azir. I'm not sure if you're going to watch the stream, and if you do, if you'll watch it till this point. But man, 10,000 points.
10,000 points.
Well, it's a lot. Well, to me it is anyway. It more than doubled my current points.
Well, that's good.
Yeah. Anyway, sorry. Go on back to. I had to drop this in. Sorry, this is big news for me.
That is awesome. No, don't apologize. What are you talking about?
Yeah, good for you.
Don't apologize.
Yeah, that's
awesome,
wow,
man.
That's huge appreciation. 1,000 points equals $1 apparently.
Sweet. You just made $10.
Well, I'm not going to monetize, but comparatively, yes, I made $10. It's okay.
Nice.
It's not a big deal. I mean, there are people who make thousands and thousands, but to me, I mean, yeah, I'm pretty cool.
You are cool, man.
I'm chuffed. Really chuffed.
Yeah, awesome.
Anyway, go on. Sorry, go on.
I forgot what I was about to say.
That's what the alcohol does to you.
No, it does, you know. It makes you forget stuff. and then I'm not going to. No, but yeah. Apparently, I know the extended universe, and so I bet you also know that, Rambling.
Yeah.
Where the Luke thing goes, or some other Jedi goes to where now Luke's been found, and also I think it is one of the planets, one of the Force early Jedi Temple planets, and they found these beings which are huge, mega they're huge animals that are the Greys. That they, not the Greys, they are the original Force beings, and they teach that you can't to be whole, you need to be the dark and light side, and I think that's what will happen to Rey in Episode 9. She becomes the Grey. She goes darky, blacky in the for a little bit.
She goes Blackie. You racist.
No, I'm not. There's no such thing as human races, so there.
Hey, you know what they say? Once you go black, you can never go back.
Exactly. Yes. No, but she does. She goes back to the white, and she becomes the Grey. So she becomes me. I'm a Grey. I'm in the middle. That's where centrists are. See, and if it does, see, and she becomes super powerful. She kills Snoke with a touch of her pinky, and you have a shit movie.
and you have a shit movie. Perfect.
Well, yeah, but that's how it goes. Hell, look at the Marvel Comics universe. It used to be. It used to be the top.
Awesome. It used to be awesome. Now it's fucking shit. Yeah.
Nobody.
I don't read comics.
I still want to have a movie where when Deadpool destroys the whole universe.
Sleep well, Square Pack. Oh no, sorry, not sleep well. Bon appetit, Square Pack. See you next time.
Why is the Marvel universe shit now?
They've been totally.
They've been totally
exactly.
what?
Well, just the comics anyway.
Yeah.
They've been totally what?
SJW'd.
The movies?
I'm going to further.
No, the comics. They're losing money. They're not making money at all out of the new.
Oh yeah, the comics. I was like, the movies, really?
The movies, but the movies aren't really that.
They're not that
aligned yet.
But even still, they're not that good. Come on, admit it. They're super visual, but storylines, they're fucking paper.
Yeah, they don't make sense.
They're shit. The only one that's slightly okay, I don't know which universe it belongs to, is Deadpool. He's fucking funny.
Well, he's funny, but as a superhero, he doesn't make sense, though.
He's an anti-hero.
But he's funny, and it has a story.
Well, yeah, it does have a story, and he is indeed an anti-hero, as Smirk said.
Yep.
Yeah,
like I kind of want to see the movie where there's a comic where Deadpool destroys the whole universe, and I kind of want to see a movie about that.
Yeah, that's not.
That would be good. Yeah, I've been watching the new trailers that Ryan Reynolds been putting out. Yeah, they're hilarious. They're shit, but he makes them on purpose to be shit.
Yeah,
and that's endearing.
Everybody hates Ryan Reynolds, but I kind of liked him in the movies that I saw.
Ryan Reynolds
I also like
playing Pikachu in that Pikachu movie that's coming out.
I heard that. Yes, I heard that. I cried laughing when I heard that.
I don't know how I'm going to deal with this.
Fuck a Pikachu. Oh, God.
What's this about fucking Pikachu?
Pikachu only says, Pikachu! So Brian Reynolds is going to have a fucking payday and a half.
Yeah, that's actually not how that movie's going to be. They're doing it's Detective Pikachu, and Detective Pikachu talks.
But isn't it kind of like what's his face, the bold one playing Groot?
Yeah. No.
What was his face? What's his name again?
Vin Diesel.
The Rock.
Diesel. Yeah,
the Rock.
Vin Diesel.
Vin Diesel. No, wasn't it The Rock?
No,
it was Vin Diesel.
Vin Diesel, and he's playing Groot, and all he says the whole fucking movie, "I am Groot." Okay, he's Groot, but it's
that might be all he says in the whole movie, but that is the most emotive character in Guardians of the Galaxy.
Yeah, that too, which is weird, really.
I
tells me
feel
the rest is
I
really
feel
bad.
for
First one was okay. Was
The
good.
second one-
Was good. Was
the
good.
second one's
But
pretty
the
stupid.
second one, exactly.
That was
And
pretty stupid.
God.
I mean, I
To be
don't.
fair,
The best
not-
part was the end.
to be fair, I'm not going to a superhero movie for like I'm not going to a Marvel movie for really deep storylines and emotive storytelling. I'm going to go watch Robert Downey Jr. and Chris Evans beat the
Yeah,
whiskers
but
off
the
of
second,
whoever
the
in DC.
second, the second Guardian movie was pretty stupid. Okay, so
I didn't mind it.
we've got a small group of people who land on a planet because they are invited by the fucking planet itself.
Yeah, Ego's a character.
I'm sorry, but if I am the planet and I want you dead, I don't have to worry about anything. I will just push you into space. And then the silence struck. But
No, I heard that.
I'm not exactly sure how to respond to that because I have a bunch of different issues with Guardians of the Galaxy to begin, or the second one to begin with. Most of them relating to the fact that Ego is not Peter's dad, but I could complain for hours about that, and I'm kind of pissed that we're not going to get that storyline.
No, well,
Well,
in the movies he is, but
in the movies, he
No,
is.
that's the point. In the movies, he is, but he's not supposed to be.
No,
Exactly.
he's not.
Peter Quill's dad is Jason of Spartax, and he's supposed to be a king of a world, and it's a really interesting development when Peter's dad dies, Peter becomes king of this planet, and he is doing it horribly.
Yeah, but
And
that's the comic series. It's the same that in the
I
movies.
wish they would have
the current-
adapted that
but
instead of making Ego Peter's dad.
yeah, it would be
Because
better.
Ego is the Mogo of the fucking Marvel universe. He shows up, he does something important or stupid, and then he leaves.
Yeah, and now they've basically written him out of the storylines, which is stupid. But it's kind of like how, according to the last Avenger movie, Spider-Man now has a suit from Iron Man.
That's not new?
Well, that is pretty new.
No, it isn't. Do you
Yeah,
not
it
know what
is.
the Iron Spider is?
Yeah, but that's one of the many spin-offs Marvel Universe kind of storylines.
No, that was canon.
No, it wasn't.
Yes, it was. It was canon, and Peter gave back the suit because he felt like he could do better on his own without it. That was canon. There is a non-canon spin-off where he kept the suit, but that's only showed up in the Spider-Verse comics, where
But-
Peter goes across all the universes to get all the Spider-Men to fight Morlun.
Yeah,
Yeah, no, that was canon. He got
But-
a suit from Iron Man, and it had the three legs on the back that it did, and it was orange and yellow. Yeah, that was canon.
Yeah, it was pretty, but it yeah. If we go back to the old Spider-Man or the old Peter Parker comics, basically before the new stories, because in the old story he already once died. Well, he didn't die of old age, but he more or less stopped because he became a dad and his kid took over.
Yeah.
guys, I'm going to bed tomorrow after work. So
Fuck, considering the time. No, I'm sorry, you're correct. Considering the time, we're going to call it a quits.
Yeah.
It is a little bit late.
so
and we
I love you all, guys. It was we went from we finished this off awesomely. So guys, awesome. Anyway,
Well,
I
we
have to really go
started,
to bed
started with Trump and we ended up
with
in,
movies,
in Marvel Universe.
which is awesome. Good night, everyone. Good night, chat. I love you guys. Let's see if I can get some interesting. I'm shilling myself before I go. Interesting article for my probably Friday's What's Up in Archaeology. If not, it'll be on Monday as usual. So good night, everyone.
Oh, and there will be a good chance that next week I will not go live because I have a night shift. Maybe my wife will pick up the torch, but probably not.
Okay,
All right.
Okay. See you all.
See you next
Later.
time, mate. Bye-bye. Smirkus, you want to say something to the nice people?
Not particularly.
Well, they're nice. You could at least wish them a happy holiday.
Yeah, but now it sounds forced.
And now it sounds forced.
Well, there is that.
I force upon you happy holidays
Happy holidays.
and a Merry Christmas and all fucking that bullshit.
And a Happy New Year. That too.
New Year. Don't fall for the New Year, New Me shit.
Yeah, I have to make another. I liked my Happy New Year video last year, so I have to make something else. Happy Arbitrary Day. I have to make another Happy Arbitrary Day.
We could do a New Year's stream.
Yeah, that's not going to happen. Not in this place. Anyway, you want to say something nice to close this thing off, Ramblings?
Do I ever say anything nice? Yeah. Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, Merry Kwanzaa, Happy. What's the Jewish one? Hanukkah. Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
And have a Happy New Year, and we'll see you next time.
Yeah, next time will probably be New Year as well. I don't know that for sure yet, but next week I'm not quite sure if we will still go live because I have a night shift and I really have to stop spending so much time online.
We still have the 27th.
Well, there is that. Yeah, but I really have to put more time in my study because I started the study and I haven't really done anything other than pay for it. So that's not good.
Well, may as well make you money's worth.
Indeed. So I'm reading a book. I'm reading a book. There you have it. Reading a book. Anyway, cool. So this is going to be the end of the stream. Thank you very much for coming, Marcel and Squarepeg and Crusader and Davey and
everyone and their mother.
Everyone and their mother, and the other one Sicko and Alicia, and thank you all for coming. I really Sicko or Psycho, one of the two. I always pronounce it either a Psycho or Sicko. Actually, I'm not even consistent on that. So that's pretty bad of me.
We thank everyone and their mothers, but not the fathers, because that'd be patriarchal.
No. Don't bullshit me like that. You know I'm against feminism, so we thank the fathers, and it was nice of the women that they could spend some time for us too, but yeah.
Until next time.
See you all next time, guys. We're going to go offline now.